Hi, second grade, and welcome to our math lesson today about centimeters and meters, two new units of measurement that we're going to use instead of inches, feet, and yards. So we're going to keep on moving, and before we jump into that, we're going to review a little bit with our problem of the day. Think of a combination of coins that equal $1. Draw the combination of coins. Well, let's see, there's lots of different combinations we can make. I know that $1 would be 100 pennies. That one would be, I'll put P for pennies. That one would be harder to draw, but that's one of them. I know that 4 quarters, Q for quarters, is $1. That might be easier. I know that 10 dimes, because 10 groups of 10 is 100. And I also know that it is 20 nickels, because that's counting by 5, N for nickels. I'm going to do something a little different. Now that we know those standard ways of making $1, you can also do combinations. For example, I'm going to do 2 quarters, which would be 25 cents each, so I have 50 cents. And then I'm going to add dimes until I get to $1, or 100 cents. 25, 50. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and I need to label them so we know that they're 10 cents each. And that's one combination to make $1. What combination did you come up with? I am curious to see. We're going to use logical reasoning to solve this Common Core quick check question. Steve found a caterpillar on a leaf. Does a caterpillar measure 2 inches long, 2 feet long, or 2 yards long? This is one you don't even have to do the work for, because if you think about a caterpillar, I'm going to draw a leaf. A leaf is usually pretty small, and a caterpillar is inching along on that leaf. Would you measure it with a ruler in inches or a yardstick for feet and yards? I think it makes the most sense to say that it would be 2 inches long. Tom measures his desk. What is a reasonable measurement for Tom's desk? Reasonable means what makes the most sense. So if I say that is a reasonable answer, it means your answer makes sense. Would his desk be 2 inches long, 3 feet, 8 feet, or 10 yards? Well, let's start off with 10 yards here. 10 yards, it would be huge. That would be a part of a football field, and his desk would take up the whole classroom probably. 2 inches would be the size of that caterpillar we talked about earlier, and he couldn't get much work done on that. So when you think about it reasonably, 3 feet is the same as a yard. Would a desk be 1 yardstick? Or, if it says 8 feet, that would be about, even taller, 2 yardsticks and some more still. We don't even have enough room. I think 3 feet makes the most sense. So we're going to investigate. This first ruler here shows inches, which we have been measuring in. The second one here shows centimeters. Do you notice things that are the same or things that are different? I notice one thing that's the same is they both have lines separating the measurement, and they use the same numerals for digits. However, their marks are different. 0 starts in the same spot, but look at the 1. I'm going to change color here. The 1 centimeter is here, and the 1 inch is here, which means a centimeter is smaller than an inch. It says, when is it appropriate to measure in centimeters and meters? Well, one answer to that is in science. They call it a standard unit because all over the world, they use centimeters and meters to measure things in science. If you go to another country even, you'll notice that they measure things on the metric scale, centimeters, meters, kilometers, instead of us who uses inches, feet, and yards. So there are a few times that you would use centimeters instead. Or if you want to be very specific and measure something that's pretty small, you can be more specific with centimeters because there are more tiny little lines there that can help you measure. Today, in the investigation, I'm just going to do the estimates because I do not have these tools with me, nor a ruler that measures centimeters, but you will have one today, which I think will be very helpful. Just like with the inches and feet that we did before, we're going to estimate, which means make an appropriate guess for how long we think these objects are. we're going to estimate in centimeters this time instead of inches. And if you remember from the page 4, centimeters are a lot smaller than inches. So I'm going to guess that the glue, I'm going to say it's 5 centimeters. I'm going to say crayons are about, no, crayons are smaller than glue. See, I'm going to use my reasoning skills and erase. That's why we use pencils in math. I'm going to go back and say it's 3 centimeters. And the chair, let's say 20. I was actually able to locate one of these objects. I do have a crayon box, and I do have a little ruler. So I'm going to line that up here. Oh my goodness, I was way off. My crayon box is 9 centimeters, which means my glue and my chair are probably much bigger than I thought they were. That surprised me. I wonder, did you have pretty good estimates? Were any of them the same as the actual lengths? We can also use what we know about centimeters to solve word problems. So I'm going to get my highlighter out so I can underline important information. Always important to do that with these big problems. Nicole has 3 square photos. So I'm going to put circle 3. That seems important. Each photo is 33 centimeters in length. If she lines up the photos side by side, what is the total length of all 3 photos? Well, I'm going to draw a picture to help me visualize this. Sometimes seeing a picture makes everything fall into place. She has 3 square photos. So I'm going to try my best to draw them side by side. And each one is 33 centimeters. So the measurement 33. Instead of writing centimeters every time, you can write cm, which is the abbreviation for centimeters, just like in is the abbreviation for inches. So each one of those is 33 centimeters. If we want to find the total length, so how long it is of all of them together, not just in individuals, we would need to add them all together. So we would do 33 plus 33. I'm going to do the elevator strategy. 3 plus 3 is 6. We move it up here. We add that last 33 we didn't get to. It looks like the total length of 3 photos is 99 centimeters. Make sure to draw a picture when working on these word problems. It will really help you visualize and find logical answers. In the Explore and Explain page, it wants you to use unit squares. So the units that we use when we're doing place value, we would normally use in the classroom, and I don't think we have those at home, and that's okay. So I want you to go ahead and use the centimeter rulers that I have attached to the lesson. Print those out, cut them out, and compare them to these pictures. Measure them from one line to the next, and let's see, I'll circle that there for you, like on the right here, to the end to end on the object. This one, it looks like the ping pong ball, the tennis tee, and the golf ball. Oh, not tennis tee, it's a golf tee. But you would measure those and put the measurements there. I'm interested to see what you get. Finally, we're going to use our see and show. Use a centimeter ruler to measure in centimeters. Use a meter stick to measure in meters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. Like how there are 36 inches in a yard, we're going to talk about centimeters and meters. There's not really a foot equivalent. It goes from centimeters to meters. So let's see. And it's a little easier to remember because 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. M is what you would use for meters. Helpful hint, use centimeters to measure shorter objects. Use meters to measure long objects. So a paperclip, it would make sense to use centimeters versus meters because it's so small. And you can see that paperclip is about 5 centimeters long. For your math today, you're going to make estimates of these objects, what you think they would be in centimeters or meters. Be careful what they're looking for here. So meters, like if you thought this desk was maybe, let's say you think this desk is about 110 centimeters. You wouldn't write 110 meters. you would round it and estimate closer to what a meter stick would be. If a meter is 100 centimeters, we would say that desk is about 1 meter tall. So that might help when you're looking at that. So just be careful for the words there if they're asking for centimeters or meters. So good luck. I believe in you. And I can't wait to see all the great measuring you do with centimeters and meters. Until next time. Bye, guys.